I had an opportunity to talk with Steve last week about a few other things, and about the hiring procedure. And what I was concerned about is why don't we have, when we have openings for people that we need, why we don't put it on the marquee. Another thing that I'm concerned about is we have a funeral this weekend, and now we have a new cemetery committee, which is the prisoners doing it. And I happen to go out there like I go all the time, and there was limbs everywhere. So I went up to talk with Sue about it, and I talked with Russell first, and he said, well, I can go out there and handle it. I said, it's not your job, because now you have the prison detail. And they should have, and the guy that you hired should know when there's a funeral. And he also should know when it's going up, the cemetery, especially that area, that block.
Can you look at that?
Mr. Warren, can you just be careful with your ruffling of the paperwork?
Mute yourself?
Can you mute yourself on your side?
Okay, I was ripping up an envelope. Alright, we're good.
Okay, go ahead, Elijah.
So back to the hiring. I was listening at Public Works at our last meeting. He was saying he got more departments than workers. We have a problem with hiring people now?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do.
What's the problem?
Don't have enough people. It takes so long to find qualified people. And we, just like the gentleman that we have running the prisoners now, how long would it take before we finally got somebody?
Probably 6 months?
How many people we go through?
3.
3 people. So, yes, sir, we do have it. It's worldwide, not just Bronson, Mr. Elijah.
Okay.
And back to the cemetery thing just a second. I'm going to touch on that for a second. We need, if you see a problem in that right there, please call us. I mean, there's things to get away from us, okay? And we will oblige, we will get that taken care of. That's what we're here for, okay?
Right. Well, that never happened before.
And the one more thing about that, now, I don't know, the wind blows, because I heard them to my house in that cemetery Friday. I heard them out there mowing. So the wind blows real hard Friday, and when the wind blows, we can't go and pick up every time a limb falls, somebody got to pick it up. I mean, but they was out there because I don't know who was out there, I didn't see, but I could hear them.
Well, after they had went through both around,
Yeah.
I followed up on them and the park and everything, and I commented to him and Curtis and to Sue about how good everything looked. I called them on the phone and told them so. Like Aaron says, it's a work in progress, okay? So when something like this happens, and if you know that there is a funeral coming and there's something we need to attest to, please let us know, okay?
Well, that has never happened before, and the wind has never stopped blowing.
Well, I mean, listen, it happens. It happens, okay? It's that time of the year. So,
I got, but I ain't gonna say it.
yeah.
Well,
So again, I go back to it, and we will. If we have a situation, just call us, okay?
Okay.
We have those things to happen.
Let's go back to the hiring.
Okay.
Why we can't put it on the marquee?
Well,
I was talking to Sue. She says on some kind of internet. Something I'm not even concerned with, because a lot of older people don't go there. If you want to do something, especially for the town, put it on the marquee.
yes,
And I think the last time we were discussing the marquee, there was a gentleman from the Baptist church saying that he don't mind you using his sometime.
well, so it's just like Thursday. It's coming Thursday, right? Thursday, Sue.
Joffer?
We will be at 1 o'clock at the Baptist church, right? Oh, I thought you were talking about. At 1 o'clock at the Baptist church, and we will have a
Yeah,
job fair.
I know about the
And
job
I mean,
fair.
we're going all out for it. And we put out there what our needs are, and it's amazing. I'm just gonna leave it like that, because then you're talking about human nature, okay? So, and it's everywhere. Everywhere you go to Plaster, that job fair is everywhere.
Okay, well, I understand the job fair. My thing is, what do we do about hiring people for public works? Because he brought it up.
Keep keeping our fingers crossed that somebody's going to turn in an application that's worthy of getting hired.
Yes, sir. We can't. There's plenty of people come in here.
I mean, I don't.
But they don't meet your criteria, you're saying?
A lot of people don't want to work either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Listen, believe me, when I tell you, there are some things come through that door over there, you wouldn't want working for the public works, because then they're gonna be running around up right inside your house or up there around the road, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what's the
Now,
difference?
we don't need to get
Well, it can't be no better than prisoners around here working.
We
got hourly prisoners.
Yeah, we got super.
Yeah, and one guy got it out.
We're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
All right.
But back again is, what's your hiring procedure?
What am I hiring for right now?
What's your hiring procedure? Where are you posting it at?
So we posted, like I mentioned on Friday, we posted on Indeed.com.
Indeed.com.
Correct. But I'm going to also post it in the little, I don't know what you call that, but the little box out in front of Town Hall.
The
We'll
little
post them out
box.
there.
What's wrong with the marquee?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the marquee?
We can. Yeah.
People can see that.
Mhm.
For the little box out there, you got to come up here.
We can do both.
How many positions are we hiring for?
At the job fair, we have a part-time admin assistant position, and then the firefighters. So 2.
Mr. Mayor, how close are you with the fire department?
They're gonna give you a report.
Because I believe that truck broke down.
Well, that's not our problem.
Well, what I'm saying is we've been for a whole
We're gonna give you a report on that in just a few minutes, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. All right, informational items. The job fair that we spoke about a while ago, it will be Thursday, March the 23rd at 10 a.m. at First Baptist Church. I'll get that there. John. You got it down.
I'm
Okay.
gonna put that. I'm being comfortable. I'm gonna have to have something to do when I get down.
Candidate forum is Thursday, March the 30th. That's a week after that. That will be at the Levy County Annex building. It'll be at 5:30.
Annex.
Well, that's what I call it.
Where the BOCC meets,
It's the old school.
Yes.
Yeah.
the courthouse,
The DMV?
The auditorium, yeah.
the auditorium.
Okay.
Bread of the Mighty Food Drive is Friday, March the 31st at 1 p.m. Is that the same?
They're coming back.
Same thing went?
Mhm. Yep.
And everything went real well to it, that, by the way. The municipal election is going to be Tuesday, April the 4th. That's for seats 2 and 4. And our next town council meeting will be April the 10th at 6 p.m. And deadline for town of Bronson scholarship application is Friday, April the 14th. So, anybody?
Do you have any applicants yet?
No, I just put it out there on Friday of last week, so I just did it.
Starting out. So, if you know anybody, any kids graduating this year, by all means get to with them about that.
Is there any way that we could change that deadline, because the kids won't get that application until after spring break, because it just went out on Friday and there was no school on Friday?
I can. You want me to push it back another week?
Please do, because that only gives them about when we go back to school, that would only give them about 2 weeks. So if you could give them another week, that would be helpful.
So 21st instead of the 14th?
Yes, I would appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you,
We're
Sheriff.
not going to tell them any different, but
just in case. Yep, I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, give them a chance.
Yep. All right, any discussion on any of this information?
No.
All right. Sue, you have the floor.
Okay, so as you guys know, we have a CDBG grant that we are in the middle of working on for to replace our residential water meters. So tonight on our agenda is the CDBG neighborhood revitalization category fiscal year 21-22 engineering services ranking. So we only got one submittal from Midtower and Associates, which we'll go ahead and we'll open right now. It's that big box, the big one. Mm-hmm. Applications were due this past Friday at 4:30.
Money on top of it. We live in a country that does something got answers sometimes.
Look, you gave it to me free will. I was like, yeah, we got time for all that.
So I'm going to probably ask for a little bit of help on this since I've never done this before, but we do have a ranking sheet that we're supposed to complete. So I might ask Ms. B or somebody who's on the council who knows. So because we only received one submission, do we still have to go through and do the ranking sheet or no?
You only got the one.
So you got the one and that's...
You can either accept it or reject it.
Okay.
I could not remember what
Yeah.
some things
It's like a Christmas party. Gotta rip it apart.
And then these are the two that we've always had. You know they're
And just to let you know, there's new requirements that we actually had to email. We had to email, in addition to posting everywhere, a bunch of firms that were minority-based and women-based firms. So that email went to like 100, almost 100 to 200 people. So this has been spread pretty far and wide. We only received the one from Midtower. So it's in front of you.
Okay. Since we only have one, that makes this simple. Ladies and council.
I mean, if you guys want to table this until the next time, if you don't want to actually look through it, you certainly can. It's entirely up to you.
That's just my opinion. The next council meeting, you'll have new council members.
Yes.
Give them the ability to look over some of this, start with a fresh project. Plus, I think we should honestly have some time to go through this as well.
Understood.
Even though it is the only bid, I mean, in my heart, I know we're going to go with Midtower, but
You're actually going to induct the new members in on the next council meeting. You know, usually the old council goes through the
that's
end
what
of
I
that
thought
month.
too.
And
I wasn't
then
100%
the
sure.
other
It used to be
council,
that way, but then last time it was changed.
yeah, but the election is still always the same. The election is always the first Tuesday in every month. But the old council members actually stay through that month, and
The
then
whole month?
the new members come on the next month.
That's what I thought.
And I couldn't remember 100%.
Historically, at the very end of the meeting is when you guys bring in the new council, the end of the last meeting of the month. They come in again. But you
I have no
can
problem doing
It
it.
was done right.
I think, I probably just did it wrong. That's probably on me.
It was
So.
done right the last time, but I just, you know, I don't know if the last time, it was the last time, it wasn't done right.
Gotcha.
So what
Okay,
you
well,
done-
all good on that.
I mean, however y'all feel. I mean, that,
I have no problem with
I know we're going to go with Midtower.
Yeah. Sure.
Do we want to make a motion to accept?
Go ahead.
Go ahead and get it going.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I make a motion we accept the bid from Midtower and Associates.
I'll second.
Properly moved and seconded. Any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Girl, I like it. Get back to time for what we do is we do the first week in May, and the second week in May is the second time in May is the time we give up our seats, right?
No, the end of April is when you give up your seat. The last
So
meeting,
when I got to go, we got
the last meeting in April, you give up your seat, and the new council.
So they swear them in they will swear them in at the last meeting in April, wasn't it? Yeah, that's where it used to be long time ago. Okay, that's fine.
So they'll sit through the whole meeting on the 10th.
They sit through
The whole meeting on the
all
10th.
yeah,
And the whole meeting on the
at the end.
24th.
When you finish all your business for the last meeting in April,
Okay.
then you have it, close out that meeting
Okay.
and have
Okay.
them to.
So you do have 2 more meetings in April.
So Aaron, you stuck for 2 more meetings.
I'm going on spring break.
That's in May. You can go in May, sir.
Alright, next.
Okay, so the next one is the is the CDBG Neighborhood Revitalization Category Fiscal Year 21-22 Grant Administration Services Ranking. Okay, so this one also was due by Friday at 4:30, and we only received one bid, and that was from Fred Fox and Associates. Fred Fox and Associates, or Fred Fox Enterprises. This one's even bigger than the
Using the same criteria here, so.
Make a motion to accept the bid from Fred Fox Enterprises.
Second.
Alright, we have a,
Sherry.
what's that, Sharon?
She's second. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same. Motion carries. We'll deal with Fred Fox.
flying right through this. All right, next up is the opening the bids for the fire station roof replacement. So these were due today at 4:30.
You talking about the new public works building?
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah, not the new fire, not the new fire station anymore. You didn't need anything for this one. Look at that. Pretty easy.
You need that back again?
Good thing Jordan's here to lend his knife today.
We are in Levy County. I know 99% of people in here have this.
I guarantee you that Councilor Voorhees would have had one.
Yeah.
Jordan did.
Tyler got one.
I got two.
You only got one bid for that too?
Correct.
For the old,
Correct.
this for the new firehouse? No.
Dude, I thought we were in there. Who's doing that?
So this is from Recovery Roofing out of Jacksonville. They actually were the only ones that came to the pre-bid meeting 2 weeks ago today.
I think we gave some more bids.
Did you think that's
The
total is $79,070.
That's not what that. That's
How
without
much?
metal.
80,000.
This just for the pot
For the flat roof and this roof, I think.
It's better than the last one.
Well, yeah, didn't the last one come in at over
Yeah, like
100,000?
140.
Yeah, they
Right.
were smoking dope too, but
I think they were smoking more than that.
You can't say that.
How many bids did we get for?
Just
One.
one, Elijah.
One for all three of these things. Yes, just
What's the
one.
name of the company?
We advertised it in.
Recovery Roofing out of Jacksonville.
We advertised it. Did you put it on that website?
Yep.
We put it on the state website. We did Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, maybe
Gainesville, and
we made some.
Ooh, what are we missing? Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. What is the bidding process? Like, we let people know?
You can't legally call people. You have to do it uniform. So if I call one roofing company, I have to call every roofing company in the state of Florida.
But nobody's
But I can call?
Nobody's answering.
I'm just asking.
Some of our local contractors
did not bid.
Even if, what if we got no bids, then what could we do?
Go back out to bid.
Do it again.
Let's go back to the bid again.
can't let them know. Now, if anybody in the audience would like to contact people, but we legally are not allowed to.
But I'm in the audience, right?
Yeah.
Look, that's crazy. 80 grand? You said 80 grand, Jake?
Yeah.
80 grand.
All
You
right,
just let me know if we're good. When it
Go back
comes
to
out
bid.
again.
Go back and rebid.
Yep.
Make a motion.
Make a motion. We go to rebid for the roof.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Sherry, you hear all that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Why are you rebidding? Trying to get more bids.
Too expensive.
Because it's
We only
80,000.
got one. That's a high bid.
Yeah.
80,000.
That doesn't include this roof here. That's a little bit extreme.
Well, no, this is the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
This is the whole building.
Dogan,
The Dogan, Cobb, and the
department.
fire station.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure we're clear. It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That may not be so bad.
I don't think
How many
that's,
square
honestly,
feet
I don't
is
think
it?
that's that bad, to be honest with you.
We're going back.
I mean, we can go back, but
I paid $25,000
Going back to bid.
I could look at it later. I just
So what about
curious.
them?
We ain't got to hold up the meeting for it.
that may not, this
I
may not
think
be a
a flat
bad deal.
roof is too much.
I'm gonna figure out how old.
52,000 for the flat roof alone.
They say how many square feet is this?
I don't think so.
It should.
Well, it says flat roof replacement, $51,860.
But it,
Why does the 30 come from?
The rest of it.
I mean,
the cost of material,
the metal roof replacement at $21,855, that's reasonable. But I feel like the $51,860 for this flat deck roof is high.
yeah, that's half of this. Especially when you put tin on top of it.
Cost of materials is pretty high right now. Okay, again, we have a motion and a second.
We got any leaks? Is the roof leaking?
No.
I think it's a lot of wood that's rotten that they was looking at on the sides and over the fire station.
So it's fascia boards that we're having the issue with.
Yeah, look at the second page.
They have it in here.
Rotten wood replacement, gutters, downspouts.
I'm just wondering where's that.
$3,400 on rotten wood replacement.
They ain't bad on cheap pipe, another cost of $100.
Are we using ARPA money for this?
Yes.
So we have this balance after we buy all the tools and stuff like that we talked about at the meeting I was at? Okay. And the equipment and all that?
That may be an idea to go on there and do it.
Ooh.
Get it over with. I mean, if you take that many bids out, and you can get with just one, you saw Tallahassee, where else?
Tallahassee, Gainesville, Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville. And it's on our website.
It's on the state. There's a website that does all the bids. I get emails from them every day that people looking for bids and stuff like that.
Okay,
The motion they made already?
we have a motion. Do we have a second?
What was the motion?
Go
To
out and
rebid.
rebid.
We take it to rebid?
Yep.
Second?
All right. Question. go back to rebid and second it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. We'll go back to rebid.
So you think we can call somebody and tell them about this?
Yes, sir. I can.
Ms. V can.
I can't even show up with a short time I use. I can't do this.
All right.
You could be on spring break, sir.
All right. Can't get away with that. All right.
You didn't hear me.
Okay. Next up is Resolution 23-03, authorizing the town manager to execute agreements with FDOT. So I was in a meeting with FDOT a week and a half ago. They recommended that we have a standing resolution for the chief administrative official to sign off on any documentation. It has been an issue in the past. They've gone back to Wendy and they've sort of questioned my authority. Wendy has given them my contract and the
Resolution when they hired you.
right.
They said no.
So this is just something that FDOT requires.
I think it's a good idea. Especially with the road projects that we have and things like that.
All right, give me a minute.
Make a motion to accept resolution 23-03.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. All right.
Okay, so speaking of FDOT, so this meeting that I went to up in Lake City, it was an all-day meeting. And one of the things I did was I touched base with Lori Schubert. She's our contact for the SCOP grant to redo Wilson Avenue. And I was mentioning to her when I was there that we really would like to pave Oak Street. And she said that FDOT really wasn't a fan of giving municipalities money to just pave a street that's unpaved. But if we could combine it with other projects, like a resurfacing project, that they would look more favorably upon that. So I had a list of grants that they talked about that day. I went back to Mid-Tower and said, hey, here's some grants that are coming up. They came back and said, really, the best thing for us would be a SCOP grant. And I said, well, can we have multiple SCOP grants in play? Because, of course, we already have the one for Wilson. So Mid-Tower reached out to them, and Lori said that, yes, we can have up to 3 in play at any given time. And that this was last Tuesday, and that the SCOP grant deadline was actually Friday of last week. So they put together this proposal, this Florida DOT Rural Roadway Assistance Consolidated Funding Application. And if you take a look at it, so basically the project is to redo Gilbert and Lake Streets, repave those streets, and then pave Oak Street by Town Hall. And the total amount of the grant is $387,660. It would not give us a parking lot yet. We're not quite there, but at least we could get the road paved. And of course, that's something that's on our 5-year capital improvement plan. So this was submitted on Friday. So keep your fingers crossed. Did we get?
We're going to put all that water on the county property.
We didn't talk about that.
Now we need to dig a hole
Don't know.
with a drain.
So you already got your SCOP grant for Wilson?
Yeah, that's done. We're working on that right now.
Okay.
Yeah. That's another it's like $360-something thousand for that one.
When that come again?
Well, we're still in the middle of redoing the easements that we have to do. So, it's slow. So I just wanted to let you know about that one. And there is a, at the very back, you can see a sort of aerial of what they were talking about there. So it's, I think it's about 1,500 linear feet of reconstruction. So, any questions on that?
Okay.
I'm just wondering how they're going to make the water tank fill.
I know that Jason's aware of it because he and I have talked about this
So
project
the
several
red line
times.
where they're showing drainage
Yeah.
is in part of the old fire department parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's uphill.
Yeah. Don't know.
Hey,
That's what the engineers are for.
that is right. That is exactly what the engineers do. He says it'll work.
Right. We just want it paved.
I know it needs to be done, but it may not have enough money to do that on the count of retention bond or where you're gonna put that. That's the only thing.
Right.
It needs to be done, but
Right.
like you said, that you're going.
Yeah. Now, I can see if they put the drainage on the other side, did like some, I don't know, some drain grates or something to hook in
Right.
somewhere, but.
Don't know.
You have to choose another street.
It ain't gonna run it, too.
Like you say, that's why they get paid.
Yep, that's why the engineers get paid. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so next up, I don't think it's anything that Curtis dealt with last time. I don't think he was here for this, but FDEP requires a renewal of our operating permit every 5 years. So this is for our wastewater treatment plant. So ours is up January 24th of 2024, and you have to submit everything over to the state 6 months prior to the expiration date. So this actually came up about 3-4 weeks ago. I received this proposal from MBV Engineering to go ahead and take care of the renewal process for us. So their quote was $4,750. I asked Mid-Tower to give us a quote as well. They matched it for $4,750. And then I also asked Twofold Water Engineering to give us a quote. The way they did theirs is a little different. If you read their proposal, it's $3,750, but then they said that there's a permit fee of up to $1,000, so it's $4,750. So it's the same pretty much no matter which way we go.
We're already doing business with Twofold, right?
We are. I mean, if I was to give a recommendation, I would say probably just go to Twofold because that's who we do everything with our wastewater treatment plant with.
Sounds good.
Twofold.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say on that, Curtis?
Twofold is good.
Twofold.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion, we accept the bid from Twofold.
Second. All right, then properly moved to second. We accept the bid from Twofold. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, so next up is a continuation of our conversation. I believe it was from the last meeting regarding the engine braking prohibited sign. On Friday, I actually had an additional request for this from Dr. Richard Bush. He lives at 491 North Hathaway Avenue. He came in and basically reiterated the concern that J.P. Laurie from the RV park had. So what Attorney Orm and I have worked on is I asked FDOT if they happen to have an ordinance that we could mirror. They gave us ordinance number 23-01 from the city of Lottie. Is that how you spell it? L-A-W-T-E-Y? Lottie. So it's pretty short. It just basically defines, engine compression braking, noise baffling devices, public safety vehicles. They just passed this about a month or two ago. So there is an ordinance in here in the event that we want to actually pass some sort of an ordinance against engine braking.
So, it can go this way. We could put the sign up, and we did our part to eliminate the engine braking. But we do not have a police force to enforce the no engine braking.
We're getting there.
No, we ain't.
I mean, I'm going to tell you the next section, which if you've read your pack.
We ain't getting there.
Okay. Well.
But no, I was just saying. I mean, we can go for it and see if the state will give us some signs that say no engine braking to put on that highway. But we don't have a police force, and we can't afford $300,000 a year to pay the sheriff's department to do that.
I was coming from Chiefland. I really don't understand why they're breaking that far out of town to start off with.
Because they don't want to have to put.
No. That's a long way to start breaking.
Oh, yeah.
From where that trailer park is to up in. Most time you use engine brakes, you don't use them that far out.
I agree.
Engine brakes is used when you get closer, and that trailer park is too far out. Somebody just playing really. So it's too far out for you to put your engine brakes on that far out of town. It's too far. Anybody, you can slow down way before you get up using the engine brake, because it's a good little jump from that trailer park into the city into that trailer. And just,
I think it's just a formality.
Yeah.
You just put something up.
It's just too
You just
far.
call it a bluff is all you're
They
doing.
just playing when they break that far. They just playing with the engine brakes. I mean, it sounds good when you break them too.
So we need to have Attorney Warren draft a ordinance.
If you guys want to go that direction, we can have him.
We could try it. We can put the sign.
We have to do it to have
Hopefully
signs.
it'll help, but.
Okay. So let me address Councilor Hunt's other concern just so that everybody in the audience understands what's going on. So I did ask Attorney Warm if it would be a good idea to reach out to Sheriff McCollum from the Levy County Sheriff's Office to make sure that it can be enforced, because there's two parts to this request from FDOT. One is that we have to have a noise ordinance against engine braking on the books, and number two is it has to be enforceable by the police. So when I went back to Sheriff McCollum, he said, first and foremost, he didn't think that the ordinance was necessary, but again, this is coming from FDOT, and that he thought that it might be time that the town sign an interlocal agreement for police services like they have with the town of Inglis. And there's a copy of the interlocal agreement from Inglis in your packet. And basically, Inglis pays the Levy County Sheriff's Office $313,000 to provide police services.
Pay them how much?
$313,000 a year.
Did you tell them that your budget is not even?
With a minimum 2-year contract.
And the thing about that, for that kind of
Cross
money,
City has one deputy for the city. One.
Correct. That's all you'll get with this.
One, exactly.
That's all English gets.
And they go to do they go to the county at night? Because remember, Chiefland used to do only day shifts, and then they would go to the county at night after a certain time.
so see that out there. First of all, the county don't stop nobody. Stop
That's
off.
what I was gonna say. They don't stop them from
They don't stop from speeding. I mean, I saw a little bit of action down there, and the other day, and I started to take a picture of it, but I didn't. But they don't stop nobody. Speeding, you see these head trucks come through here, and what they do, they don't stop. So the state, our best bet would be the state troopers than it would be with the county. Because they don't have to bother people. I mean, as far as speeding and stuff, they don't have to. Every now and then they may pull one over, but not that often. All they do is just ride, sit, and study.
I'm questioning that because they actually have a shortage of road deputies right now. So if we were to contract, does he even have a deputy or somebody that he's going to be able to see? Because they are at a shortage.
Well, again, that's.
He ain't paying them $313,000
$300 some $1,000, we can get out of the sheriff's department.
I mean,
I'll put lights on. You give me $250 grand. I'll put lights on my truck and I'll sit out there.
If you done that, it's not like you do it to make money. But you can do your own sheriff's department. You can almost make enough money on not only the local people's fees, but the other people come to the direction when they got no sense. So I'm just saying, so what's the purpose of paying them that much for $300,000? You can have.
Basically what this is boiling down to is that DOT is requesting us
they're saying they're not going to put the sign up unless you enter.
It's two of those things, right? We need to have an ordinance against it, and it needs to be enforceable.
Correct.
So it sounds like we're not getting another sign.
And
It works.
I mean, we can't pay.
Or get a police department.
Or get a police department, right? I guess that would be another.
The sign can hit the back burner.
Alright, moving right on along.
So what am I doing with this then?
I hear you have discussion.
We need to get a quote on a sign made that says no engine braking. Trying to scare people not to do it.
Can't do it on DOT road.
Right, not on that road.
Yeah, exactly. Not on that road.
So we just want to let this.
I mean, they
You can't do nothing with it.
We try. I mean, but
Push
we
for
can't
police
afford it.
department.
And by all means, reach back out to the people that have asked us.
Okay.
just tell them that the
Tell
engine
them-
braking
tell them
sign
service
costs $313,000. We can't.
It's
I
pricey.
mean, at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. The sign is going to cost the people of this community $313,000 for an engine braking sign. We can't do it.
Okay, next.
Okay, moving on. All right, so last on my agenda today is Curtis came to me last week, and I actually thought this was a pretty good idea. So one of the things that the city of Chiefland has done recently is they provided their employees with I think it was a $1,500 bonus, Curtis, was that right? That they used from ARPA money as an appreciation for their employees for working through COVID and that sort of thing. It is something we can do with ARPA funds. I did some math. I mean, if we did basically all of the full-time employees, if you gave them all $1,000, and then the part-time people, let's say we gave them $500, you'd be looking at $10,000 of your ARPA funds. I do think it's a good idea. It does, reward your people for sticking it out, and, it's been a tough couple of years with COVID and everything else that's been going on. So I thought it was a good idea that Curtis brought to me, so I said, well, let's bring it to the council and see what they think.
And I'm all for it as well. But once again, I'm going to fall back on, as long as we have gotten all the equipment and all the tools and everything that we need with that ARPA money, and that plant is good, then I am all for giving this bonus.
And we can always wait. I mean, if you guys wanted to, we could always wait.
I just don't want us to go, well, we could have bought that tool, but we gave out bonuses.
Right, I understand.
I don't want us to be there.
I understand.
Part-time and full-time include the fire department?
Part-time
No.
employees.
Now, these are the ones that worked through COVID. If they wasn't here, they don't.
No, this would be across the board. I did not put in for the
Now, what about the ones
part-time.
who actually just started?
It would have to be.
fair.
It would have to include them as well. I mean, we can't.
I wouldn't think so.
I mean, I don't know how we could do somebody who.
Started at a certain
The problem with that is, what you're gonna do is, you remember what Williston said,
Right.
Yeah, you
You're
can't
looking at that can of
differentiate
worms
between,
over
just
there.
don't get no part-timers, none, just get it full.
well, over there, their situation is they give one department, and didn't do the other department. And it caused, they got a mess.
Yeah, 'cause we went to Dakota, council went to Dakota too.
I think.
I have no problem with it.
Like I said, I'm okay with it as well, as long as we get all the tools and everything like that we talked about.
Okay.
All the legal verification.
Okay.
Because I don't want to know Williston.
Okay.
I think fire department.
So the volunteer firefighters, you're saying, should also get something?
They work through COVID.
Okay. Let me redo some numbers and I'll do some checking on that and then I'll bring that back to you.
All right.
You gonna do all that?
You good?
Yes. I'm good.
You good? Curtis.
Can you say that again?
What's that, Sherry?
What did she just say she was gonna do?
So I'm gonna
redo
redo it, including the volunteer firefighters, and then we'll just double check and make sure that, legally we're doing everything the way we're supposed to, because we don't want to be in the situation that Williston was in.
Did you say that even if a person just started, we have to include them so it's everybody or nobody?
Correct.
That's what we're gonna look at.
Correct.
Mr. Warren,
Yes, sir.
I need you to look into that too, please, sir, if you don't mind.
Okay, yes, I have some thoughts about it, but before I say anything, let me check it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is anybody still within their 90-day probationary period?
Yes.
Yes.
We have one.
One. The inmate supervisor.
And basically for my department, I didn't ask for myself, I wanted it for my guys. This is what I feel, that if I get it and they get it, there's no reward for them because everybody's getting it. I was looking from the standpoint of for my guys, that giving them something, not including myself, not including, I wouldn't ask them for
We'll check it
myself.
out. We'll check it out.
But for them, I think.
That would be a good morale boost.
Yeah. Then you have something over with it. All right. Okay, the first thing on my list is the quote for the bass taps. You had approved for me to get a new tap set that was like $3,800. Well, instead of getting that, I would like to get these parts. You don't need a tap set for these parts. All you need is a drill. And so the list is a number of the tap saddles that we need. 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch. For SR26, for C900.
Let's get it.
So the parts will actually replace getting a new tap set. I was able to find a 1/2-inch drill bit for our old tap set. So if we had to use it, we have the 1-inch bit and the 3/4 bit that we can use if we have to go back to using the metal tap saddles. These are a lot cheaper than the metal tap saddle. By the time you buy tap saddle and curb stop, you're probably at $200. So these are a lot cheaper. They're a lot easier to use.
You got one picked out you want in general?
Well, this is a list of,
You just want the list of parts?
yeah, this is, 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch. It actually will be a supply of all the tap stuff that we need.
You want the whole list?
Yes, 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, from the C900 to the SR26.
Yeah.
Like I was explaining to Sue, when I took the job, I really didn't know everything that I would need.
Correct.
So I didn't order nothing, didn't ask for anything, but now that I know the stuff that we need, because a lot of the leaks that we go to, we having to use a lot of different things to fix leaks because of the age of the pipes and when you have galvanized PVC and all these other things.
So we're talking about $4,300.
Yes. Yeah. Make a motion for approval of the list of parts for courtesy purchase.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any more discussion? Sherry, you hearing this all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Any other discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries.
You have one quote for the flatbed from company Perry, I think it's Perry, Georgia. I'm trying to get another quote. Actually, we also have Galen looking into it. So we will have actually 2 more.
So you want to hold off on this?
And I like Perry, Georgia because, if we have the time, we can take the truck there. He said he can do it in a day. So that way, if the bed don't sit right or the clearance is not right, because we're going to pull a gooseneck trailer. He said a lot of times what happens is that once you put weight on the gooseneck trailer, then the bed is scrubbing the tires because of the weight. But this is a lot. I think the other one's going to be somewhere compatible to that, $7,000 to $8,000 range for it.
Which one do you like, the flat one or the skirted one?
I like the one with the, that has 2 boxes.
Skirted bed?
Yeah,
I like the skirted beds.
So we have some storage.
No, your toolbox was on your flatbed.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. You got the skirted beds like that.
Yeah.
No, but look at your quote. I mean, you can probably do it on the skirted one as well, but if you look on the actual quote, it says flatbed, install on the ambulance, install of undermount toolbox.
Right, I talked to the guy and he's...
Oh, that was for this one?
Can they do the toolbox on either one?
Yeah, I talked to
okay.
him. And that's what he was talking about for us.
The skirted ones come with toolboxes.
Okay, gotcha.
Skirted ones come with little boxes on the sides already built in.
Got it.
I don't know how they got that picture out there. That's so cool.
Actually, they did one. They did you say they had already outfitted that with the type of bed. So he understood the things that I was asking him.
Who's that? I can't remember that place in Ocala. The trailer place, they do flatbeds too.
Well, and to reiterate what Curtis was talking about, Galen had called me and we had went, DOT was doing the same exact thing that we are right now. And what's the name of the company? General Truck.
Yeah.
Jacksonville. And we reached out to them and we have not got any response from them back. So I don't know what that's all about. So, we're going to try to do it again tomorrow, but it's whatever. I bless you.
I call a trailer place in Ocala too. The I can't remember which one. The shadow trailer deal. They do flatbeds installs on everything. Take it over there and I can install it too within the day.
Yeah, I think all of them do that.
Yeah.
You want to just reach out to them, Curtis?
Shadow trailer.
Yeah, I think Shadow Trailer's got the flat. One of them trailers.
I mean, if they can get us kind of close, at least.
Kind of close. You gotta go to. I know a couple people who bought flatbeds and they take them over there and they install them in a couple hours. So.
Okay.
I think the last thing is a couple additional quotes for the contract excavator. Not even close to it.
All right, let me hit on what happened here, y'all. We approved excavator last meeting, purchase it. That particular unit was not on state bid. They give us a discounted price. for John Deere. That was the same discount that they would on the state bid. It's what they did. They matched it themselves personally. Because of that, and the legal things ensued to cover up, to make sure we had everything done right for this, the legal aspect, we needed to go back and get bids for it, to go back again, just to make sure. We reached out to all the companies. We got 3, correct?
Total of 3 with the John Deere.
Bids,
Yeah.
and they were still the cheapest. So that's where we're at.
Is the John Deere HVAC closed cab?
Yeah. John Deere better at all of them. I've run all of them, so
Obviously, the John Deere.
John Deere's better at all of them. I stick with the John Deere.
Motion.
We need to approve it again.
I would make a motion just so we have it.
Make a motion to accept the John Deere bid again for the mini excavator.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
That's all I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes. I really don't have much except for just,
and I'm glad to hear your police going to be here today.
Is the firehouse going to be open? Is the firehouse going to be open? I thought that's why you were glad I was going to be here.
Mark called me today, and he said he had the pump, and he was going to. Did you go by there today? Did he have the pump in?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll have to find out because he told me he was going to work on it today.
I go by there every day.
So I was there yesterday. I just wasn't there today. He's also going to install our sign for us, the big digital sign. Mm-hmm. So he's going to be pouring concrete and all that, getting all that done for us too. So I got to mark off exactly where we want it out there. We located the line that they put out there, and so we'll hopefully have some good news. I'm hoping by April. Hoping. So I guess he told you that possibly a couple of weeks he'd be wrapping stuff up. So that's what he told me today. So.
Curtis, you want to enlighten everybody right quick on that too?
On our wells for the city, he the one is done. He started on the other one. He has the motor off. We're on one well right now. The new one is working fine. Say by Thursday, we should have everything back together. Depending on how it pops off once you install it. He should be done.
Just to show you how much difference this has made. That one well is producing more water than both of them could together before. So, anyway, Curtis, thank you for following up on that too, by the way.
Also, I talked to the fireworks guy. Fireworks are ordered for our July show. So, he'll be sending me a list of all the stuff he's going to have with it, but I just want to let y'all know that was ordered. And Wendy, I found his number actually in my phone.
Okay, so you're
Is there going to be a run show this year? They're going to run the show, or are you going to run the show?
your tank and everything. Did I hear you say that you're going to have a pneumatic tank out there?
Yeah, they're still going to have to put a tank in. He's supposed to have the pump in. He told me the pump was done last week. He was supposed to pick it up. He's putting the pump in. Then he's got to finish out the concrete platform that all that's got to sit on. And when he's doing that, he's going to do our sign out front. And then when the tank gets here, he'll finish tying all that in while he's working on your stuff. The city stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
All right. Mr. Warren, you got anything?
No, I'm not, sir.
Okay. All right, committee reports. Y'all heard all my stuff. We've been dealing with water and everything else and trying to get these bids and everything going. Jason, you got anything?
No, sir.
All right.
Thanks,
Mr. Eric?
I just got one thing on the permits for permits. I guess in general, my cousin was trying to get a permit, and he had a hard time. And he said y'all was sending him to Miss Mungo. I put it that way. He's still a cousin before he come up. But anyway, he was trying to get a permit, and he was being told that he had to go to the Baker building and to the City Hall and I called, y'all know I did, and he said he was told that by, what the boy name is?
Alexis.
And I told him that don't sound right for him to have to tell you to go to the Baker building because the city handle all that stuff. So,
I know exactly. I was there that day. He came in to find his permit, but we had never received it. So Alexis told him he might want to check with the county to see if the roofing company had submitted it to the county. Is what ended up happening.
And it does that.
And that's what ended up happening, if I'm not mistaken. The roofing company did submit it. They did submit it to the county, not the city. We never got any of it.
They submitted it to the county and paid the county. Then they asked the town if we were going to reimburse or not charge him. And I said, why would we not charge him? And they're like, well, the county has the money. I'm like, well, that's not the town.
But I understand the day he came in to talk to Alexis, and Alexis had
Why would the county even accept the permit?
I have no clue.
That's like flat out stealing.
You're not throwing no money over there.
The county is kind of bad about that.
I got you.
But I know a guy who paid money to the wrong place. It was almost $300, and they wouldn't get back to him. So,
I mean,
that's not no
They should have never
a town of
accepted it.
Bronson permit. Why would you even accept it at the county level?
I agree with you.
I don't know.
They take their money.
It was a state thing. It wasn't county.
It was on Friday. Somebody going,
I know what I got, though.
They pay cash?
You good? Okay. Miss Sherry.
Yes.
You good? All right.
Yes.
All right. Any more public participation?
One question.
Yes, sir.
There's one more thing. I forgot. Your new guy, the cemetery person with the phone, he asked me a question, I think it was Friday. He said that he was asked to cut down a tree, a limb, in the cemetery on Highway 24, which is the county.
Correct. Well,
Now,
It's a private cemetery, but yeah.
Huh?
That's a private cemetery.
That's private. The county don't have nothing to do
No,
with it.
That's private.
But I told him to go and see Meeks.
That's private.
Private.
No, that's private.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause what made me ask it was
I think the Keatons are in charge of that.
I think Wilbur Dean's the president.
It's right. Miss Barr, will be there.
Debbie, Wilbur, and Mary Lou.
all right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. So 6 months ago to yesterday, we presented about the RV park on 24.
Yes, sir.
Right now, we are, well, I should say about a month ago, we got another ordinance that changing our property from a C1 to a C2 is not what we needed. Had to be changed from a C1 to RVP. We got that ordinance later on. Reading through this, I've talked to the inspector several times. Little help. But reading in this, it says that we need to speak to the Land Development Regulations Administrator. Not sure who that is. I did attempt to contact city attorney. I contacted him on January 25th. He responded. February 9th, I responded with a second email, a follow-up email, and have yet to get a response. Because I know when we presented this last meeting, or September, he stopped it. I don't remember exactly what the reason was we stopped it. We thought we brought it to you all, it was approved or whatever. So last week and a half ago, we turned in the application and the drawing that we were told we needed. I haven't followed up with that yet, but I was going to give that some time. So basically we're trying to find out where or what else needs to be finished or done to get this property changed from the C1 to the RVP.
So I can actually address that. So it's actually sitting on my desk, just to let you know. went back and forth with Attorney Warm and with Dave Greenbaum, our building official. And what we ultimately decided was I wanted to send it over to Safe Belt, which is Dave's parent company, to get their opinion as to what we need to do next. So when you came before the council kind of gave their blessing as the planning board, if you will, because we don't have a planning board here.
Right.
So we've gone through that portion. Now we're at the portion where, you know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but again, I want their blessing because we don't do this very often, where we have to actually notify all of the adjacent property owners as to what we're going to do, and we have to notice it and that sort of thing. But I'm just waiting for the official, this is how you have to handle things from Safe Belt. And I just sent that to them, I want to say maybe Thursday of last week.
Yeah, I know it was, like I said, we just submitted that a week and a half ago.
Yep.
I was just curious because reading this ordinance, it kind of gives you like a step one, a step two. Step one is basically just, like you said, getting the grace of the board or whoever.
Yep.
And then step two is where we got to start putting in the money. So basically, we don't want to go dropping in who knows how much money for us to be not approved, which, you know, we're comfortable with everyone. We don't feel like we'll have any issues, but we just want to be.
And that's kind of what that's what I said to Attorney Warren. I was like, listen, we don't do this very often. This is a pretty big undertaking. I want to make sure we're doing it, you know, by the book. Like I said, I've only done this one other time when Family Dollar was coming in when I was brand new here. So that's why we kind of gave it to them. And I did send over the ordinance that the council passed about the RVP, so they have everything. So yeah, I'm just waiting to hear back from them. It may take a little while because they have an actual. The reason I'm doing this is because our building official is not a planning and zoning person. That's really not his caveat. He's an inspector, and you know he's got kind of that eye. So he'll often say like, "Well, I believe this is the thing," and I'm like, "Eh." So it just makes me feel a little, you know. So that's why I sent it to Safe Belt so they can kind of look at it from a planning and zoning eye.
Right. And we touched base with JP just to kind of get a little bit of
I know you've been working with
information. So, okay, that's fine. I just was curious about make sure that we're turning it into the right.
Yep, nope, absolutely. Like I said, sitting on my desk.
One town. So
and I will follow up with them. You can always ask me. You don't have to come before the council. You can always ask me for that. Yeah, don't take it to the county.
They're not a fan of me.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else?
Motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.